Hey everyone, I'm back again with another video, and this one is a two-story video, so be sure to stick around to watch both. The first one is titled, My Wife Cheated on Me During Her Business Trip. Can we work through this? How? Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of my featured videos. Let's get right into it. My wife, who is currently away for work, cheated on me in June with someone who I had thought was her friend during a night out with her coworkers. She told me about this situation herself. She and the other girl were drunk and they laid down in the same bed. The girl came on to her and my wife responded. I'm not going to say exactly what happened, but they didn't technically have intercourse, but things of that nature did happen. She had been acting distant for some of May and June up until that happened, like not really answering my calls, texting about an hour or two later, not sharing much with me, which completely goes against her normally clingy personality. So because of that, I asked her if there was emotional attachments, and she told me no, and that she being distant was her way of not having to feel so upset about being far away from me. Regardless, it still broke my heart. For a while, I didn't trust her going out anywhere, and we even made an agreement that she wouldn't drink again until she comes home. She spent the majority of her time after that on the phone with me or at work or the gym. She spent some time telling me how she wants things to get better, crying on the phone because things aren't the same and she could see that I was growing tired of her, and then also trying to put more effort into our marriage so it can heal. Now, I don't feel that worried about what she's doing, where she is, and who she's with, but I still don't feel comfortable with things like her staying out with friends until early in the morning or staying out overnight with a group of her friends while they travel on their off time. She was telling me that there is no way that she can really earn my trust back again without her doing stuff like that, but it still makes me uncomfortable because I don't want the same thing to happen to me again. I'm sorry this turned into a rant, but I don't have anyone that I can share my feelings and thoughts on all of this. I don't want my loved ones to look at her differently. What should I do? How can I make it work? Should I even make it work? She's never cheated before, but sometimes when I think about it, I wonder if she'll do it again. And the first comment says, until she figures out what led her to cheating, there is no way of knowing if it'll happen again. You're in volatile territory. Get her on icy stat. How remorseful has she been acting? I'm not talking about crying and promising you the world. Cheaters will say anything when caught. I'm talking full disclosure, no contact with the AP, etc. What steps has she taken to make sure her victim, you, feel safe again? And the OP replied, she told me that she did it because she thought me and my coworker were having an affair, so she decided to do it to get back at me. She's expressed to me several times why it was wrong of her to do it, what she learned from the experience of betraying me, etc. She volunteers information like saying, I'm going to get food with, insert name here, and we'll be back in an hour. She used to not do certain things like going out for the night without asking if I'm okay with it, but then she started to accuse me of being controlling. And the next comment says, this is the weirdest logic I've ever read. Are you sure she's truly remorseful? How about transparency on her part? She should be doing that stuff after she earns your trust back, not during. And the OP replied, I feel like she's remorseful because it's not like she just left it at, I won't do it again. She also explained why she wouldn't, what she's learned, etc., which seems more genuine to me. I hated when she told me that, but whatever I would say that she should just respect that I'm not comfortable with certain things, she'd accuse me of being controlling. And the next comment says, from your story, you're making a few of these cardinal mistakes. The logic that you must allow her to continue exhibiting the same behavior that contributed to her affair so she can prove herself and earn your trust is completely backwards. That's not how it works. On the contrary, that kind of thinking demonstrates a lack of capability and blame shifting. It's a major red flag that she's not concerned or serious about reconciliation. She did have your trust and she squandered it. A wayward spouse regains trust by acknowledging what they have done is aggressively wrong. acknowledging the damage they've done to their beloved and the relationship to their beloved among many other people, promising to never do it again, and taking proactive steps by their own accord to demonstrate their commitment to that promise. I can think of many dozens of examples a wayward spouse can do to reassure their mate, heal wounds, and rebuild trust. Let me keep partying all night with other people is not in the top 1,000 ways a cheater might regain trust. To answer your question about what you can grieve this loss properly, search articles on grief, find a therapist, build a support network, participate in this subreddit, do things for yourself that are good for yourself. For the time being, take the space you need to take care of yourself. And the OP replied, I hate when she says that. She used to not give me that excuse, but recently she tries to say that me putting my foot down on her going out is making me controlling. I've been really trying to get over it. Not so much for her or us, but mostly for me, and it's been a really long road. Thank you for those bits of advice. And our next story is titled, My Wife Cheated and Got Pregnant. Let's get right into it. My wife and I have a 5-year-old boy. My son is my favorite person in the world. We have been married for 8 years, but have known each other for 25 years, dating for 3 years prior to marriage. I know the baby isn't mine. We have not had intercourse in a while. She would make up an excuse or push me away for whatever reason she had at the time, and many of those reasons were believable. I had my suspicions for a while. She slept with a good friend of ours, who, as of a few weeks ago, was no longer our friend. I never did get a good answer as to why, until 2 days ago. She doesn't work and is a stay-at-home mom. I work a lot and pay all of the bills. We own our home outright. 2 nights ago, she dropped this bombshell on me when I got home from work. She was crying and calling herself an a-hole, a bad person, etc. Then, she said she was sorry for hurting my feelings, as opposed to sorry I cheated. She said she has not told anyone, not even our friend, the father, only her sister. We made an agreement that she would terminate the pregnancy and go to counseling. I was awash with emotions I have never felt before, but I thought to myself, maybe this could be a new beginning for us. To preface the next paragraph, I've always wanted a second child. According to her, her doctor told her she could not have any more kids. I was not at the appointment and trusted what my wife told me. I had no reason to not trust her at this point. This was 2 years ago. I know now that this was BS. I've also been tested and I was fertile. Last night, she came to me with a knife and asked me to off our son because that is what I was asking her to do. She then tried to blame me for her infidelity, which I know is BS. She then started calling her pregnancy a miracle. This was an entire world of crazy from her that I have never seen before. Maybe I was just naive. Maybe she wants to keep the baby now, and I told her I want a divorce. I am very uncomfortable with the thought that I won't be able to read my son bedtime stories every night now, and do the things we do every day together. And I'm not comfortable with my wife meeting someone new and my son calling him daddy. Because we're in California, I know I am screwed when it comes to the divorce and child custody, and that isn't helping things. I cannot afford a lawyer, let alone a good one. I have done nothing wrong here. I've been telling myself that since D-Day. I get to go home and deal with this mess in a few hours. I don't want to see her or talk to her. I just want to see my son. I'm sorry if this seems all jumbled up, but I can't really think straight right now. And the first comment says, you better get divorced before you end up paying alimony for that child. Once born, he is yours. Just dropping it out there. And another comment says, so you don't pay alimony for a child, you pay child support for a child. Although, in the past, the husband used to be default on the birth certificate as the father. That is not true anymore. Even if she did put him as the father, he could request a paternity test and not pay child support once it shows the child is not his. And a reply to that says, this varies by state. In California, providing you are not the father does not prevent child support. And a reply to that says, this It needs to be the official that OP is not the father, or he'll be paying for his friend's child for 18 years. And that would be a terrible constant reminder. Cross-post this over to the Surviving Infidelity website, dude. Think you need their help with this one. And the next comment says, your wife asked you to stab her. Chances are you can gain custody and be able to read bedtime stories still. I'm sorry this is happening. It is her choice to keep the baby at the end of the day, but it's also your choice to stay or not. Please don't. Follow through with the divorce. And the reply to that comment says, read the post again. It reads as if the wife asked him to stab their child. If that's true, she is deeply troubled. OP, you must report this threat to the police, if only to have it documented. I'm very concerned. Your wife is not at all stable right now. Please put the safety of your child above all else. She shouldn't be left alone with a young child. I am terribly sorry for your pain. Your soon-to-be ex needs help too. Protect that child first, and then maybe see about getting her some help since she's the mother of your son. And a reply to that comment says, am I the only one that understood what the wife meant about the stabbing of their other child? It's morbid and extremely bad in every way, but I know she meant she doesn't want an abortion and comparing it to offing their 5-year-old because OP absolutely wouldn't do it. I don't think she actually meant, hey, if you want me to get an abortion, then just off our 5-year-old as well. On another note, cheating is one thing, cheating and getting pregnant, no coming back on that one. And a reply to that says, no, I completely comprehend that she was comparing the abortion to actually offing their child. I maintain that the wife is exhibiting behavior that is indicative of serious instability. If I were in the husband's shoes, I would at bare minimum report concerns of this nature to the authorities. At the very least, it documents a history of erratic behavior/instability. I wouldn't leave my 5-year-old alone with this person for a non-second. Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and be sure to comment below what other subreddits you want me to cover.